Good morning mga ka-tribu! Welcome to another episode of Daily Tribune Straight Talk, where we discuss current issues that matter to all Filipinos, to each of us. And I am Komfie Manalo. And of course, I have to introduce my new co-host for the day. Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Teddy Montelibano.
Yes, I'm Teddy Montelibano, and we are live on Daily Tribune's Facebook and Tribune Now on Tube.
Yeah.
Please welcome Mr. Chairman, Chairman Ferdinand Perry Ferrer of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I think you're very here to, she's being chairman of the 48th Philippine Business Conference and Expo. That's going to start on the 19th of October and lasting up to the 22nd.
Yeah.
Thank you for granting our invitation to guest in Straight Talk, Mr. Ferrer.
Yes, good morning, Teddy and Komfie, and thank you for having PCCI, the Philippine Chamber of Commerce, on your show this morning. Maraming salamat.
Okay, welcome, Fred. Sir, okay, allow me to kick off with the first question. Can you please tell us what you are expecting at this year's 48th Philippine Business Conference and Expo?
After 2.5 years, Teddy, of being cooped up in our offices or at home, and this is the first Philippine Business Conference that we will have 100% physical, face-to-face. And the timing is right with the new administration. And the theme of this year's Philippine Business Conference is the Philippines is ready and open for business. So what we have planned this year in the conference is really it's a meet and greet of the new administration, introducing the new administration to the business community. We have several micro, small, and medium enterprises, as well as the large companies who will be attending, and there will be over 1,000, I believe close to 1,200 attendees on October 19th and 20th. So what we expect is a good interaction between the businesses and also hearing from the current administration, the government, and the various agencies that will be attending their plans moving forward on reviving and any help and they can do, especially for our micro, small, and medium enterprises.
Okay. Sir Perry, you mentioned that there will be 1,200 attendees in this conference. And who are you targeting? Who are you expecting to attend? Big businesses, policymakers, MSMEs, or the heads of other chambers for the businesses that are operating in the country?
Yes, just to be more specific, the Philippine Chamber of Commerce is divided into 5 regions: North Luzon, South Luzon, NCR, Visayas, and Mindanao. And we will have a healthy participation from each of these regions. At least we've cut it up into the 5 regions, and the 5 regions will be well represented. Aside from that, we will also have good participation of the diplomatic corps, foreign chambers, and several of the government agencies will be coming into our plenary sessions. So it is a representation of the business community all over the Philippines, as well as the government and the current administration.
So I guess it's a microcosm because you'll have also representatives of the diplomatic community will be there, no? I guess also heads of foreign chambers.
Yes, yes,
Members and
we
heads,
will have the chiefs of the various foreign chambers and foreign business chambers coming in, and several ambassadors of our partner, or at least the countries where we, as PCCI, have engagements or collaborations with. These countries, or the representative of these countries, will also be part of our breakout session, especially on the second day.
And the message that you would like to convey is that the country is open for business. This the theme. I understand that that's the theme of the conference.
Yeah, that's right. And not only that, the country, the Philippines, is ready and open for business.
Okay, so the country is open and ready for business. But let me ask, we'd like to ask you, sir, what is the mood of foreign investors? Is the world in the mood to invest, especially now with where we have a lot of critical things happening in in the world. Um, so, do you think that foreign investors are in the mood to invest, not only here but in other
Yeah,
parts of
yeah,
Asia? No?
yeah.
Yes, with all these global uncertainties and challenges that we're seeing, not only in the Philippines, and like what you said, globally, uh, there are investors that are interested, especially in the Philippines now with the new
Mm.
administration, to see what is the mood of the new administration in terms of attracting and keeping foreign investments. But we see the investors are cautious. It
Cautious.
seems that every quarter there's a new event that's happening, but there is a lot of interest when it comes to investment. Our president, the Philippine President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, has started making his rounds in different partner countries and has generated a lot of interest. I mean, serious interest in terms of investing in the Philippines. Coupled with that, there are some tensions between economic powerhouses and also with the war in conflict in
Ukraine.
Ukraine and
Mm.
Russia. There's a lot of disruption when it comes to from supply chain to
Disruption.
Yeah.
alliances. And we are fortunate, really, in the Philippines that we are geographically centered, and also our trade relationship between the East and the West are strong, and that's why the interest in the Philippines as an investment and possible
Even.
second source, or a center, hang on,
Yeah.
as a center of commerce to both the Europe and North America and also ASEAN is there's a lot of interest there.
There's just a follow-up question, sir, on that issue. There's a lot of headwinds in the West now. There's a disruption in the supply chain. There's the economic there's the tension in between economic powerhouses between China and the U.S. And these are all causing caution among investors. But still, you mentioned that there are a group of investors that have particular interest in the Philippines. So what's making what's their interest, or what's particular interest are they focusing on in the Philippines?
There's a lot in manufacturing and also in real estate development.
Mhm.
We'll start first with the manufacturing. As you know, the supply chain disruption that we experienced in the start of the pandemic of COVID, it really led to a lot of onboarding.
Mhm.
We are an import dependent country, not only in agricultural industry, but also in manufacturing. So with the increased cost in logistics and also the high cost of importing these components or products, there are manufacturers that are thinking, why not just manufacture or build it in the Philippines and supply it from the Philippines? So there is that. We are rich in natural resources and mineral resources, so there is a lot of interest in that field. And what happened in the past 2 years really realigned a lot of the industries and the companies of
Mhm.
where they should have their manufacturing base or service base in a country where it is neutral and free to do business, whether Eastern country, Western country, and the Philippines is ripe in that type of atmosphere that we are friends to all countries.
Mhm.
So, it's very attractive, the Philippines.
Aside from manufacturing that you mentioned that's attracting investors for investors, the Philippines is positioning itself as a digital hub. In fact, next week, actually this week, together, the Philippines will be hosting a one of the biggest fintech festivals. So, is 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 that the new sunshine industry? Will you consider digital innovations as one of the new sunshine industries in the Philippines? Do we have really a future in that area?
Yes, definitely. Thank you for asking that question. When you look at the digital economy, I'll answer it in two ways. I'll first start with, the experiences we had during the pandemic. It really brought about the haves and the have-nots. When I
Mhm.
say the have and the have-nots, in terms of connectivity,
Mhm.
digital and internet connectivity. The businesses, especially the micro and the small, medium businesses that continue and were able to connect in the internet, were able to continue one way or another their commerce. Micro and small businesses that were able to switch into online transactions found themselves still having income generating sources through the internet. And now the businesses that were not able to connect or to go online, that's most of them closed, and most of them were not able to service their existing customers or patrons, and they closed. So when you look at the digital divide, it became very evident during the pandemic and until now that the way moving forward, it's not a question of when do we go digital. It is you better go digital now
Mhm.
because that is the future.
Very true.
Now, on the other side of the coin is when you talk about fintechs and the digital economy, half of the Philippines or the businesses are still not connected.
Mhm.
So there is that opportunity that the Philippine Chamber of Commerce sees. I believe, the numbers ranges from 50 to 52% of the nation is still not connected to the internet or digitally connected, or is underserved, or that they have spotty connections. So where the Philippines has that significant opportunity to really drive economic activity is when we connect these entities and these businesses, whether they're micro, small. Imagine the activity that it will generate, just neophytes or freshman businesses connecting into the internet. So the opportunities not only are local to from to the local market or local customer opportunities, but also global. So we look forward to that, and we are very happy from the President Sona that digitalization and connectivity is one of President Marcos's priority programs. We support that 100%.
Thank you very much for your insights. We want to learn more about PCI's program, but we will take a short break.
Be updated sa news and happenings katribu. Hatid ng Daily Tribune sa inyo ang mga balitang napapanahon sa loob at labas ng bansa. Kami na ang bahala sa paghahatid sa inyo ng mga latest and reliable news. We got you covered sa programang Tribune News on Q. Mapapanood mula umaga hanggang gabi, Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube. Mga impormasyong direktang makukuha mula sa sources at diretsahang usapan. Yan ang ating damin sa inyo sa programang Straight Talk. Samahan nyo kami sa makabuluhang talakayan live tuwing Martes alas 10 ng umaga sa official Facebook page ng Daily Tribune at Tribune Now on YouTube.
And welcome back to Straight Talk. Still with us is PCI Chairman Perry Ferrer. Before we took a break, Mr. Ferrer discussed about the digitization program of the government and how PCI members are supporting that initiative of the administration. So now, I think, Teddy, you have some questions about the digital process.
No, I was particularly I'm particularly curious about the PCCI's the satellite connectivity that you were supposed to launch, no, this year. I understand that you said, are you on track with your plans to launch the internet connectivity via satellite project by the fourth, as you said, I understand, by the fourth quarter of the year?
Yes, we had a little bit of delays, but I believe these are good delays.
Mhm.
The DICT are open, and we are glad they're open and looking at all technologies with the
Mm.
intent of within the next couple of years is really cascading connectivity throughout the Philippines, not just
Mhm.
certain. And with that, including the Philippine Chamber of Commerce, we have found some relatively new technology. A lot
Mhm.
of new players were focused on satellite connectivity in PCCI. We have been talking and discussing with new players in the satellite space in that industry. A very interesting development. So instead of really rushing into our proof of concept, we are incorporating these new technologies on how they could be part these or satellite technology, new satellite technology companies could be part of the proof of concept. So we're discussing it with DICT, and DICT has their own ongoing research on quick, easy installation. And also, one key element there is the affordability. You know, we might have the best connection in the world, but if the majority of the businesses and our citizens couldn't afford it, what's the use? So
Mhm.
there's that element of affordability, especially for the GIDA areas, the geographically isolated disadvantaged areas, and those are also priorities as we speak with the government, with the ICT.
How exactly is that going to play out? I mean, uh, can you describe a little bit more what this satellite connectivity project is all about? As particularly in relationship with your intention of you connecting or getting the domestic, the GIDA, as you put it, into focus, no?
Yes. Before the satellite, let me just mention there are several local companies now who are accelerating their fiber optic deployment.
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
Several, especially in Luzon, several of the large islands that we have in Visayas, there are companies that are really prioritizing the fiber optic as the backbone for connectivity. And I salute them for doing that because, as you know, fiber is the
Yeah.
ultimate connection. So with that, there are areas still unreachable on this fiber optic
Mhm.
backbone as of now. So this is where the satellite connectivity comes in. Satellite is not new. Satellite has been up there and has been used for decades now, and the technology has proven itself globally.
Yes.
Now, we do not have a satellite. When I say we, is the Philippines do not have their own telecommunication satellite, but there are existing satellites above the Philippines that are ready to provide connectivity services.
Mhm.
I believe the ICT are speaking to these companies. They are identified, by the way. So they are able to, in a very short period of time, to be able to provide reliable internet online connectivity. Now, after that, we believe at PCCI, we believe that the Philippines should have its own satellite.
Mm-hmm.
Reason is number one, of course, cybersecurity, our
Mm-hmm.
own security, our own government security. Government should have its own satellite, controlling its own satellite, or at least its own beaming down all this Mbps or Gbps that they call. We should control that, our cybersecurity. Second to that is having its own satellite. The Philippines, the government are able to really uh, pre-program or reprogram the bandwidth focus on areas where it absolutely needs connectivity. Uh, Populated areas, even though they are in the GIDA areas, can probably have more bandwidth rather than smaller populated areas in certain regions would require less. So with the new technologies that are out there, solid state satellites, we see that it can easily be programmed. Now, having a satellite would need the
Investments.
design and also the manufacture of these satellites. And it would take minimum of 3 years. 3 years is feasible. So within this current administration, we believe, and it is absolutely not a long shot even, it absolutely reality that we can have it our own satellite. And by having our own satellite, that's when you will see, or at least we will see, the affordability of connectivity. The government owns the satellite. They have free reign on when it comes to the cost of the connectivity. So when we look forward to that time, which is in very near, that after all the research, the R&D is done, decisions are made, that we can really have independence when it comes to satellite connectivity or connectivity through the satellite.
Yeah.
Sir,
Okay.
don't we have? I thought that Philcomsat a long time
Yeah.
ago has launched its satellite. So I thought that we had the satellite up there.
You know, we had decades ago, but
Mhm.
it's too
Yeah.
soon.
Expired the lifespan. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
We're,
not too.
follow-up question on we're talking about connectivity and you mentioned that there are 50 to 52% of the Philippine enterprises, these MSMEs, are not yet connected, and that once they are connected to the internet, it will open floodgates of opportunities not only here but globally as well. So how will connectivity play out in solving the cross-border trade that will help, of course, our MSMEs to also reach the or expand their markets outside of the Philippines?
Yes, Komfie, that's a different set of regulations and legislation. I believe there are agencies looking into that because the Philippines is 110 or 120 million when it comes to opportunities here. But when you look at the ASEAN itself,
Mm-hmm.
just the ASEAN, it balloons to
600
600 million.
million.
Say yes, 600 million. And even if you go outside the ASEAN, and it just exponentially multiplies. And prior to this upcoming PBC, this on Wednesday and Thursday, October 19th and 20th, I was fortunate enough to be part of the group that really went to the different areas, the PCCI areas, the 5 areas in the Philippines. And while traveling, while meeting several businesses, small, medium, micro businesses, it really validated, at least for me, it validated the potential of the Philippines. There are so many products, so many interesting, unique products that I believe the world globally is waiting for it and it will be accepted. uh, Napakadami, and I'm very glad to be able to be part of that team that went to the all over the Philippines, and that's why our excitement and really pushing for this connectivity is really seeing the opportunity for these Philippine businesses to thrive and to start and to kickstart and to get traction when it comes local market, global market. Uh, and tayo naman, this is where a lot of the established businesses can guide these neophytes when it comes to online. As you know, the good there's when there's good, there's also bad. There's
Yeah.
also a lot of this scrupulous people taking advantage in the internet. So there will be separate uh, learnings and also coaching and training. And the Philippine Chamber of Commerce are present all over the Philippines, all corners of the Philippines. And this is where we could play a part of mentoring, guiding, and also training the MSMEs newly boarded into the internet space. Now, that's our role as well.
Right. Sir, okay, you said you were going around the country. You were going around the country,
Yes.
looking at the how the situation is in terms of MSMEs, etc. Uh, where do you think would be the priority target areas once the satellite connectivity project of the PCCI is launched and established? Where do you think what would be the priority areas that you would beam the satellite on, or how?
We have, Teddy, we have six proof of concept areas broken down to two in Luzon, two in Visayas, and two in Mindanao. And our proof of concept is really we pick together with LGUs in our local chambers areas where we believe would represent the different topography of the Philippines. Now, on our proof of concept, we have certain KPIs, you can call it, when it comes to as it relates to business. One of our KPIs is really the connectivity to the businesses. Do the business really can really make use? Is the connection stable? And are they able to really transact through the internet? The second one are LGUs. As you know, if we're able to digitalize and connect our LGUs throughout nationwide, it just follows the more efficient services to our businesses and to our citizens. So that's a big part of the connectivity objective. The third, the third objective is split into two, 3A and 3B. The in no particular order is also on education and telemedicine. In the past 2 years, we've seen maybe in urban areas, some of the students were able to connect and continue online learning. But what is alarming are the students who are not connected, which is a significant amount. Now, so now we regress when it comes to learning. It's very difficult to catch up those 2 years. So one of the objectives here in this proof of concept is to be able to provide educational parity throughout the Philippines. We have 110 and mostly young and energetic Filipinos, which is an asset of the Philippines compared to other global countries. So where we need to catch up or even leapfrog is on our education, upskilling, and training. We have to arm our Filipinos for the next generation, 21st century work
Learning.
of jobs. Then the other one, and kailangan na kailangan talaga, is the telemedicine. We've seen under research that several areas in the Philippines are only visited by nurses and or doctors once a week or once a month, and which leads to unnecessary or uncalled for diseases or fatalities, or just simply a common cold could lead to more severe health concerns. So with connectivity and smartphone, with local with provincial and also the government hospitals or doctors, they could easily connect and get immediate diagnosis on the condition, which could be hopefully treated immediately. And over the next years with data, this is where data scientists come in. We could really identify which areas needs what type of medicine or health services. So there's a lot of we can see a lot of advantages of connectivity and benefits of connectivity across the board.
Sir Perry, this is a very interesting discussion with you. Unfortunately, we are running out of time, and of course, because
Yes.
you have to run
Yes.
to another meeting. But before we let you go, just one last question. You mentioned about the 21st century learning and the upskilling that our students require. So how do you propose we reconcile the discrepancies between our current educational curriculum with the 21st century skills requirement for the 21st century jobs that are available? Because there's a disconnect between there.
There seems to be, yes, Komfie, there seems to be a disconnect, and I know the educational system is really trying to move forward. And with this disruption in the pandemic and also the advancements in digitalization, online transactions, you mentioned fintech and work from home, and also now a person can really work at home globally, wherever you are, if you have connectivity. So this is where the industry, which are the various industries, it would be nice if they can sit down with our educational gurus and to be able to really brainstorm how we bring our Filipinos forward when it comes to learning, training, and upskilling. The last thing we need in the Philippines, we have a young population, very smart population that will get left behind. Other countries are doing it. Other countries, we're not the only one opening up, as you can imagine. All countries are opening up after the 24 or 36 months of really being locked down or immobilized. So every country now, you can see, are eager to get back to economic activities and also get back on their life. We do not want to be left behind just because of discontinued or none. We don't without meeting of the mind. So this is where we you brought it up, and it's nice you brought it up. We could sit down and private sector, industry heads, industry experts, when it comes to 21st century skills or jobs, sit down with our educational experts and really craft that next generation of learning, or at least delivery. So,
Yeah, thank you very much, Sir Perry. Thank you very much
yes.
for joining us today.
Yeah.
And good luck on the 48th Philippine Business Conference and Expo. It's going to be Wednesday 19, October 19,
Yeah.
and November 19,
Yes,
and it will run
the
up
October
to
19th and 20th.
also 2 days, 28th.
October 19th and 20th
And then
at
you will
the Manila Hotel.
and then you will have the President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. address the conference, no, on the last day.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct, sir.
Well, good luck, sir. Good luck, and Good luck
Thank
to
you
all the
very much.
endeavors also.
And thank you for your time and for having the Philippine Chamber of Commerce on your show.
Okay. Thank you.
Maraming
also for your
salamat.
time. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you mga katribu for tuning in. Watch Straight Talk every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune and YouTube. Once again, I am Komfie Manalo.
And I am Teddy Montelibano.
And this has been Straight Talk.
Okay.
We would like to thank the following: Araneta, Pag-ibig, SM Supermall, Veteran, Divina Law Offices, ICTSI, Xlog, Globe, Kia, PLDT, Cherry, Tanawan, Prime Homes, RLC, Pure Gold, Meralco, and SM Retail.